everyone, how are y'all doing? If you are seeing this right now, that means I've had a productive day, a productive week, a productive month. It also means you're tuned in. But if you are subscribed, are y'all subscribed? Do me a favor, click that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. I promise you won't regret it, because that means you fuck with me, which means I fuck with you. Period. I was so not ready to get into this. I'm gonna try to keep it light, but honestly, a lot of my stories is, you know what I'm saying, a little traumatic. I've learned from them. I've learned so much from these stories. You live and you learn. If live and learn was a person, it would be me, honestly. And I have to look at it like that because I am still alive. I am still here. And a lot of people are not here to tell their side of the story. So, Kanan, y'all. I am calling him Kanan. And if you know, you know. I know that I was staying with my dad. And this is before the twins. Actually, if you watch my story about the 2 house fires, this happened right after the second house fire. So the first house fire was right after high school, that summer between high school and college. And then the second house fire was after I went to school and came back. And then this happened after I stopped messing with, what did I name him? Like Edward or Earl. I named him Earl. So after the fire with Earl and I was dealing with him, I was living with my dad and I met Kanan. So Kanan was a neighborhood dope boy, money boy, tree boy. He was a hood nigga. So I remember walking to the gas station and my dad stayed in like, it was the projects. It was like a projects. It was a gated area, gated apartment complexes in the hood. It was the project. So I walked to the gas station one day and I'm in there with chips and juice or whatever else I was buying, and Kanan and his friends had walked in the store. So I'm standing in line to go to the register and I hear them talking, you know, about some hood shit. They talking about somebody was fighting and they just cussing and talking all crazy. So I'm paying for my stuff and he like,
"Damn, you fine as hell."
And, you know, I didn't even turn around because I don't know who the fuck he talking to, but he not talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like that, you know, you walking down the street, somebody blow the horn, or you walk past somebody and they say, "Oh, damn, you fine," or "Look at your ass." Like, I didn't like stuff like that. I didn't pay attention to stuff like that. So when he said it, I heard him, but I kept paying for my stuff so I can leave. So as I turned around to walk up the store, he grabbed my arm and I kind of pulled back like, "What's up?" He like,
"Dang, I'm sorry, don't act like that. You look at me. Don't look mean like that. Like, I'm sorry." Like, "No, I just was trying to get your attention. You know, you looking very nice today."
I'm like, "That's a little better." And he like, "Oh," all his friends got the, "Oh, she's spicy, she feisty, she got a little attitude. You like him like that, Kanan, you like him like that." And I'm standing there like, because all of them honestly was looking dusty. Like, Kanan was a little cute. And if you know why I'm calling him Kanan, then he had a specific look about him. You know what I mean? If you think about what a hood nigga would look like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of rough around the edges. But then he also had like a little baby face. And he just, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of his friends was looking dusty. They all had on like dirty shoes. But Kanan was a little, you know, you could tell that he was the one that cared about, you know, how he dressed and stuff like that. So I'm just peeping him while all his friends is laughing and stuff, and he like,
"Okay, well, can I get your number? I would love to call you sometime. Like, maybe we can go get something to eat or something. Let me take you out. Like, you know, let me put a smile on your face so you ain't gotta be walking around looking mean."
I'm like, okay. I gave him my number and we was talking on the phone all the time. Like, we was talking on the phone like house phone days. Like, we would just sit up and talk on the phone. We would text all day. And I don't know if I had a job. I believe my dad made me get a job around this time because I was a spoiled little girl. I did not like working. I still to this day don't like working. So he had made me get a job. I think I was working at Little Caesars or something. And it was definitely Little Caesars. So we would talk all the time, and then my dad would be gone all the time. Like, he would go out of town, or he'd be like spending the night at his little girlfriend's house. So I used to have Kanan over, and we hadn't done nothing at this point. He would just always be over, and I would walk over. He had like a spot in one of the buildings in the complex that I was in. So I would go over there, and we'd be laid up talking all day. We would smoke. He smoked hella weed back then, and I was just smoking with him, kicking it with him. So we eventually did the do, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty cool, it was pretty good, and he asked me to be his girlfriend. I think we had, did the do, and we was laying down, and it's crazy because I was trying to act all bougie, but I'm literally laid up in a spot, you know what I'm saying, on this mattress on the floor in this little dirty room. So we did the do on this mattress on the floor in this dirty ass room. And he like,
you need to be my girlfriend. I want to be with you. I don't want you talking to nobody else, especially none of these niggas around here. Like, you my girlfriend, it's a wrap.
I'm like, okay. And that was my boyfriend. We was doing it all the time. I introduced him to my dad. My dad did not like him because he probably knew what he did. He was the neighborhood tree man, you know what I'm saying? So my dad definitely didn't like him, but that was my boyfriend. Anytime I'll be walking to the store, he'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna walk with you, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm with him and his friends or whatever, he'd be like, I don't want you chilling around these niggas. Like, he was being like super protective, and like, honestly, I kind of like the fact that I knew he was like a hood dude, but when it came to me, he was like very soft. He would be like, you know what I'm saying, rubbing my back and kissing me softly, and like, we used to do like little cakey talk, like, I love you, and da-da-da-da. Real toxic, because we barely knew each other, talking about we loved each other, but it was my boyfriend. And honestly, this is probably the first boy to literally ask me, like, I want you to be my girlfriend. Can you be my girlfriend? Any other time before this, we would just be together all the time, and you just couldn't tell me that wasn't my man because we together all the time, and you're my man, my man, my man. This is the first boy that said, can you be my girlfriend? I want you to be my girlfriend. And I said yes. So it was my first time actually feeling official and not doubting it. You know what I mean? So time is going on. I'm working at Little Caesars. Now, my boy Crazy had not went away at this point. I had calmed down as far as, I'm just having fun, I don't care. But if you was fine, I was on you. I'm just telling you. So I worked at Little Caesars, and it was this guy I worked at Little Caesars with, and he will always be messing with me. It was like that high school type of crush, like, oh, he want to throw a pepperoni at me while I'm at the register, or he making little jokes and everybody laughing or whatever, we cracking on each other, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I knew he had a little crush on me, but this was the neighborhood Little Caesars, and everybody knows who Kanan is, because sometimes he would be outside the store, outside the Little Caesars doing what he do, and then he would come and like pick me up from work because we was walking. So he would come and pick me up from work. Like, everybody knew I had this boyfriend, and everybody knew who Kanan was, and motherfuckers did not fuck with Kanan. Like, I mean, still to this day, he will probably whoop your ass in the snap of a finger. So whatever. So he'll be like, oh, people be joking, like, don't fuck with her, like, her man will beat your ass, he'll kill you with da-da-da-da-da. So it was this one day where my dad, I think I was going somewhere with my dad, and I had told Kanan, like, I don't need you to pick me up from work today because my dad is picking me up. I'm going somewhere. He like, okay, cool, we'll call me later when you get back home. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm, you know, doing whatever we do to close at Little Caesars. I don't even remember. That's how much work I never did. So we doing whatever we do to close Little Caesars, and the guy is like talking to me, and he like, you know,
what if I wanted to be your boyfriend?
and I'm like, I already have a boyfriend. He was like,
Yeah, but you don't need to be like with no guy like that. Like, I'm pretty sure your dad would approve of a guy like me.
and I'm like, my dad, nah, I didn't mention, but my dad was real cool with the owner of the store. That's how he got me in there. So these people kind of have met my dad and seen my dad all the time up at the store before I even started working there. So he basically telling me like, your dad would approve of a guy like me. You don't need to be with that thug. Like, you need to be with me. Like, I'm really liking you. I want you to be my girlfriend. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, you is pulling these little niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, you want to be your girlfriend? I already got a boyfriend. And then I'm like, you know, I'm really like feeling him. That's my little gangster boo. Like, what is you talking about? So at this point, I am standing in the front lobby. You know, it's dark outside, but it's light in the store. And if I think all Little Caesars are really like this. Little Caesars have big windows where you could drive past and see, like, if the line long, you can see who in there, how many people in there, whatever. So I'm standing in the lobby waiting on my dad to pull up. And this man, I didn't give him a name, but the boy that was all on me at Little Caesars comes out the bag, grabs my waist, turns me around, and kisses the fuck out of me, y'all. If you watch my one story time about when I finally got caught up with Usher the first time and he caught me kissing that boy, this is the second time I'm getting this random romantic like movie type kiss. Like, I turn around and I put my arms like on his shoulder and he just kissed me, and I'm like, oh my God. And he had, oh, I should have gave him a name, but he had the biggest, softest lips. He was really dark skinned with the most prettiest smile and teeth and lips. He could be a model. Like, he was like a real dark black chocolate, but he was like model type. Like, you know, like they be so black and beautiful. Like, that's how he looked. So he kissing me in the lobby, and I'm just standing there like, why would you do that? He like,
I'm not playing with you, Ebony. Like, you about to be my girlfriend, watch.
I'm like, oh my God. So I turn around, my dad is pulled up to the front window, like where I turn around, I'm staring dead in his eyes because he's staring dead at me. And I'm like, oh my God. So I get in the car and he like, that's what you do at work? I'm like, Dad, no. He literally just kissed me out of nowhere. He like, Ebony, stop worrying about these boys. You supposed to be in there getting that money. Like, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. And people gonna be talking and gossiping. I don't want to hear nothing about you messing around with this boy while you at work, messing around, lose your job. I'm like, Dad, no. He like,
don't you got a boyfriend?
I'm like, ooh, I do got a boyfriend. So we go wherever we go. I forgot where we went, and I ended up going back home to my dad's house, and I called Kanan. He not answering the phone. So usually when he didn't answer the phone, I would just assume that he was in the middle of something, and he'd usually call me right back like, oh, my bad, I was making a sale, or the music was loud, or I didn't hear my phone, whatever. He never called me back that night. So the next morning, my dad leaves. I was off of work, and I go outside and I walk to the store. I don't see Kanan nowhere. Like, and he is a corner boy. He's always outside. He's always at the store. He's always by the Little Caesars. He's always outside, and he's not answering the phone, not calling me back, and he's not outside. So I'm not getting worried, but I'm like, where is he at? Like, he got me messed up. So I go and knock on one of his friends' door at his apartment or whatever, because I know that he be over there. So the boy answered the door and he busts out laughing. I'm like, where Kanan at? And he laughing and he like, hey Kanan, your girl at the door, your girl at the door. He like,
my girl, I know, I ain't got no girl. I ain't no girl at the door for me.
and I'm just standing there like, what? So he come out the one of them rooms and he walking towards the door because nobody invited me in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know if Kanan was there, but him busting out laughing and not Kanan talking about he ain't got no girl. Like, what's going on? So I'm just standing in the hallway with the door wide open. So he come to the door and he like,
Hey man, you crazy as hell coming here.
I'm like, why you ain't been answering the phone? Like, what's going on? What's wrong? He like,
Man, you a hoe.
Boyfriend, Kanan, what are you talking about? I love you. What are you talking about?
I saw you kissing that black ass nigga. I saw you kissing that ugly ass nigga. That's the type of niggas you like. You don't want to be with me. That's the type of niggas you like. You don't want to be with me. That nigga's a hoe. That nigga's a fucking corny ass nigga. That nigga's a cornball. You want to fuck with him? He can have you. He can have you.
I'm like, standing there. Nah, I didn't even put two and two together, but obviously through them big ass windows that be in the front of Little Caesars, he must have been standing on the other side of the parking lot and seen me kiss him. He must have been standing out there at the same time my dad pulled up and seen me kissing him. So my daddy and my boyfriend then seen me kissing this boy at Little Caesars. And he like,
you need to get the fuck from around here. Don't come knocking on this door. I don't want to see you again. You a hoe. I don't fuck with you. Go be with that nigga if you want to be with him. I don't care.
I'm like, oh my God. So Kanan breaks up with me. So I caught a guy from Little Caesars probably a couple days later, you know what I'm saying? Eventually when I got back to work, I started fucking with the boy from Little Caesars. We never did nothing, but we went on dates. And actually, Kanan had never took me out. Our dates would be walking to the store or going to his friend's house and them finagling a little bottle. Like, them was the type of dates he considered a date, because he gonna light a candle while we eat a Little Caesars pizza and he gonna call it a day. But the guy from Little Caesars actually took me out we went to Southwest a couple times to like Mexican restaurants, and he used to love like the food trucks with the tacos and walking by the water. So the guy from Little Caesars was a really nice guy. We never even did anything, and I stopped talking to Kanan for years, right? So years are passing, time is going on. This is after I met up with Lucky again. I had the twins. You know what I'm saying? I got the twins. I got set up and robbed at the apartment. I moved back in with my mom. And I am getting back in touch with Kanan. So I come across his Facebook page and I sent him a message like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? He write me back like, you look so good. I see you got little babies now. They're so beautiful. And we just talking. So eventually, I think around this time, I was staying with my sister because she needed help with her kids and I was still in school. Like after I had the twins, I went back to school for a little minute. So I was staying with my sister to like help her with her kids while she had to work, and then she would watch my kids while I go to school. So we was, you know, figuring our life out. And Kanan ends up pulling up to my sister's house one day, and we sat in the car just catching up because it had been, let's say when we first caught ourselves being together, I was like, might have been a little closer to 19. So we broke up. We was probably only together for like 5-6 months. And he broke up with me. And then I got pregnant with the twins when I was 20 years old. So at this point, I'm like 21. And I'm living with my sister, 21 or 22. I'm living with my sister. And he's pulling up on me years later. So 18, 19, 20, and 21. It's 3 years later. And we just catching up. I'm telling him about, you know, the whole situation with my baby daddy. And, you know, just catching up. He don't got no kids, you know what I'm saying? He still been doing the same thing. He done got way better at it. You know what I'm saying? He had a nice little car. He was still staying with his mom, but, you know, he was helping with the bills. Like, we just catching up. basically turned into us being back in a relationship, because we eventually start doing the do again. And he asked me, like,
are you ready to be my girlfriend? Like, for real this time. Like, I'm not playing with you. And ain't no kissing on niggas at Little Caesars. Ain't no talking to nobody else. I want you to be mine.
that was one thing about Kanan. He was very direct, and he was a man, you feel me, as far as taking control and being a lead and the head of household. That was him. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So we started spending, so any free time I had, we started spending together. He eventually met the twins. And the twins loved him. This is around the time where I told you Lucky came around when the twins were about maybe 3. Right before they turned 3 or right after they turned 3, he came around and he never left. Around this time where I'm getting with Kanan, this is the space of time where Lucky was not in their life. He was somewhere living it up with his stripper girlfriend, still denying that he had kids. So the twins are, you know what I'm saying, 1, they just starting to walk. Like, this is this time. So he meets the twins. He falls in love with them. We are together. He ended up moving in with his sister. And she actually had just passed away. I mean, if you know, you know anyway. If you don't know, then whatever. But she just passed away. So RIP to her. He was living with her, and I would be over there with the twins all the time. I was basically living there. So anytime I didn't have school or work, me and the twins was at Kanan and his sister's house. We was together. You couldn't tell us nothing. So let's fast forward. I ended up getting a house. So at first I was staying with my sister, and he was staying with his sister. My mom actually bought a 2-family flat, and she put it in my name. And me and Kanan and the twins moved into the bottom half of this 2-family flat. So we are living together. This is my first time living with the man. This is my first time having my own house. Like, I had an apartment, but when that didn't work out, I had moved back with my mom, then I moved in with my sister. So this is my first time having a house, and I'm living with the man, and I have my kids. So we just doing what we think we know how to do. So this is the last part I'm gonna tell about Kanan. Now that I'm introducing him to y'all, I'm gonna end it off here. I had the twins, you know what I'm saying, but I still had my same group of friends from the block I had grew up on. So me and them were still in contact. We would go out every now and then. So it's this one specific night that I will never forget. Kanan kept the twins, and he dropped me off at my friend's house for us to go out. And I'm the type of person, still to this day, I don't really wear underwear. You know what I mean? Unless I have to. Like, and it's not many instances where I have to. You know what I'm saying? So he saw me get dressed. I have on like legging material type shorts. They weren't biker shorts, but they weren't like jean shorts. They was like legging material, but they were shorts. And I forgot what kind of shirt I had on, but I did not have on underwear, right? He saw me get dressed. We all got in a car, me, Kanan, and the twins, and he drops me off at my friend's house. So I go out with them. I have a good time. We've been drinking. We had stopped and went to go see some guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just with my friends having a good time. I'm not cheating. I'm not kissing nobody. I'm not fucking with nobody. I'm just having a good time. My friends are single, so they pulling up on their friends, and I'm just here for the ride. So it's getting late. Kanan is calling me. He like, yeah, where you at? You know what I'm saying? Me and the twins ready to go home, because he would take the twins to like his mom's house, and his mom would probably keep them while he be out in the streets, because he still do what he's always been good at doing. So he would take the twins over there, or, you know, he would be with the twins. They was calling him daddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the first man that they had ever met, especially as far as being in my life. They were calling him daddy. That was their daddy. right? The twins are like 1, 2 years old. So, right. He calling me like, me and the twins are ready to go home. Where you at? You need to be making your way back, you know, to this way so I can pick you up. I'm like, okay, cool. I tell my friend, like, girl, Kanan is calling. It's time for me to go. Like, he ready to pick me up. So we go back to my friend's house. He come and pick me up. Now, I have been drinking. The twins are not even in the car when he picked me up. I'm like, where the twins at? He like,
They still at my mama's house. We can pick them up on our way home.
I'm like, okay. So we ride in the car. He's driving. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I'm just looking out the window. You know what I'm saying? My friend is texting me about something, probably like, oh, girl, we have fun when you come back over, whatever. I'm just in my phone. So Kanan is driving, and he takes his hand and like start like rubbing on my thigh or whatever. So I have been drinking, you know what I'm saying? This is my man, okay? The twins' daddy at this point. And he rubbing on my thigh. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's sexy time when we get home, huh? He like,
yeah, I didn't tell you when you got dressed earlier that you look really good today.
thank you. He like,
Who you get cute for?
who I get cute for? I didn't get cute for nobody. I'm just cute. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get cute for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tipsy. So I'm hearing the tone in his voice and I'm taking him serious. But I know we not about to argue. When you saw me get dressed, you dropped me off. And now you're picking me up. You know what I did. You know what I'm saying? I went out with my friends. Like, what you mean who I got cute for? So he like,
You know your phone called me while you was gone. Yeah, I heard a whole bunch of niggas in the background.
I'm like, oh, when we left downtown, we did go and stop at, you know, one of her friends' house. Like, it was some niggas over there. And he like,
So that's who you got cute for?
I'm like, Kanan, no. What are you talking about? I didn't get cute for nobody. Like, I'm cute for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you right now. He like,
Nah, you don't get cute for me and then leave me.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm my tipsy mind. I'm like, this nigga is really not trying to argue right now. I thought we was trying to, you know what I'm saying, make a baby when we get home. Like, what are you talking about? So he, mind you, he's still rubbing on my thigh. So his hand goes a little further up my shorts and he feeling straight lips because I don't wear underwear. You feel me? I normally don't unless I have to, unless it's that time of the month, unless, you know what I'm saying, I got on like a skirt or something and I might put something on, like some shorts or something under my skirt just in case the wind blow, or if I'm about to be twerking, I'll put something on so it won't just be straight ass. You know what I'm saying? He knows this at this point. We've been together for over a year at this point. You know I don't wear underwear. So he is feeling on me and now he's feeling straight lips. He gonna say,
You don't got no panties on?
no, I don't got panties on. Next thing you know, this man takes the same hand that was just going up my shorts and backhands the fuck out of me while he's driving. I felt like a white girl in a movie. I said, oh. I'm swinging on him while he is driving my truck at this point, because I forgot to mention I end up getting a Durango, whatever. So he's driving my truck and smacks me with the back of his hand. So I immediately start going in his shit just off reflex, because what is happening right now, right? So he's swerving, he pulls over, I'm yelling, I'm crying. He's not apologizing at this point. He pulls over to call me out my name, call me a hoe. How dare you come out the house without no panties on? You went to go see some niggas without no panties on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, take me to my kids right the fuck now. Mind you, his lip is bleeding. He probably got scratches, all type of stuff on his face because I was trying to fuck him up. But once I realized he was swerving, I stopped because you not about to kill us because you on some dumb shit. So I said, take me to my kids right motherfucking now, and you can stay at your mama's house, and me and the twins are leaving. As soon as I said that,
No, you right. I'm so sorry.
I said, I don't give a fuck. Take me to my twins right now. Take it. That's all I kept saying. I remember. Take me to the twins. Take me to the twins. Now, mind you, we not that far from his mama's house, so he literally had to hit like 2 more corners and we would have been there. So I get out the car. I'm walking. He is following me. Mind you, I'm drunk. I don't know if he had been drinking. He had to be not sober because why would you just put your fucking hands on me like this? Like, is this nigga serious? So I'm walking. He like, get back in the car. I'm like, no, nigga, fuck you. When we get over here, give me my motherfucking keys. He like, I ain't giving you shit, but I'm sorry. I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying. I'm walking. I walk all the way to his mama's house. I get there. She like, well, the twins is asleep. I just text Kanan and told him to just lead them here to tomorrow because they sleep. So we didn't came over here for no reason. And I don't even want to tell her what's happening because, you know what I'm saying? I'm just in shock, really. And I'm like, the twins in here sleep. He won't give me the car keys. So he finally get out the car and he's still talking about, I'm sorry. The mama talking about, what you do, Kanan? Because she know her son at this point. Like, what you do, Kanan? I know you ain't do what I think you did. I said, yes. He just smacked me in the car. We almost crashed. Your son got me fucked up. I told her that, and I do not cuss in front of nobody's parents. Like, your son got me fucked up. I really need to take my babies and I really need to go home. I know you don't want to wake them up, but I need to take them and go home. You not leaving. I'm coming too. No, the fuck you're not. You're not coming, sir. You're not coming. So I literally pick the twins up one by one and take them to the car. So I picked up one, took her to the car, picked up the other one, took her to the car, put them in their little seat, put their seatbelts on, and I'm standing there in front of him and his mama asking for my keys because he still hadn't gave them to me. So I'm talking to his mama like, can you just tell him to give me my keys so we can leave? He needs to stay here with you because he doesn't need to come to the house tonight. You can come to the house and get your stuff tomorrow. And he gets the crying. He is like bawling, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. I was drunk. Oh, now you was drunk. I don't care, nigga. Give me my keys. His mama, thank God for her to this day. She said, Kanan, please give her keys. You could just stay here tonight and y'all could talk about this tomorrow. So he give me my keys. I leave. I go home and put the twins in their bed. And I literally cried myself to sleep, y'all. I could not believe this man. And he does have a temper, I'm not gonna lie. But he had never gave me that temper. His attitude and his temper was a turn on to me because I felt protected. I felt like ain't nobody fucking with my nigga. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with me because this the type of relationship where if something happened to me or somebody got me fucked up, I'm calling my man. My man is pulling up and shutting shit down. Like, I felt protected by this man. Like, I couldn't be touched by no bitch, by no other nigga. At this point, this is when Lucky started like calling and trying to see the twins, and he would even be like, no, he ain't been around all this time. I'm their daddy. Like, he was even feeling some type of way about their daddy trying to contact me. This was my man. This was my first like real relationship in my eyes. We living together. My twins are calling you daddy. You love the twins, and they loved him and his whole family. So I cried myself to sleep, y'all. And I'm gonna leave it right there because I got a few more stories before we actually ended it, because I did not leave him I'm gonna tell y'all that I let him come right back, and I definitely had to learn my lesson a few more times. And it's not funny, you know what I'm saying? I can look back and say what I learned from there, from that relationship, but it's definitely not funny. It's just crazy, y'all. So stay tuned for part 2. Comment down below if you want a part 2. Comment down below if you ever been in a situation like that, and how long did it take you to leave? Because I stayed 2, 3 years too long, honestly. So until next time, be productive, be safe, and have fun.